How much does a Utah family law attorney's services cost? I'll answer this question as it applies in the jurisdiction where I practice divorce and family law, which is Utah. Each jurisdiction has its own rules governing the fees attorneys can charge. They are more or less the same, so you may want to pay attention to this even if you're not involved in a Utah case. The Utah Rules of Professional Conduct, Rule 1.5, titled Fees, is the rule governing the fees an attorney can charge. I'll leave a link to Rule 1.5 in the description section of this video. I won't comment on Rule 1.5 in its entirety. It's more than 700 words long, and that's not including the comments. But Rule 1.5 provides, quote, "A lawyer shall not make an agreement for, charge, or collect an unreasonable fee or an unreasonable amount for expenses," close quote. Rule 1.5 further provides that quote, "The factors to be considered in determining the reasonableness of a fee include the following. 1. The time and labor required, the novelty and difficulty of the questions involved, and the skill requisite to perform the legal services properly. 2. The likelihood, if apparent to the client, that the acceptance of the particular employment will preclude other employment by the lawyer. 3. The fee customarily charged in the locality for similar legal services. 4. The amount involved and the results obtained. 5. The time limitations imposed by the client or by the circumstances. 6. The nature and length of the professional relationship with the client. 7. The experience, reputation, and ability of the lawyer or lawyers performing the services. And 8. Whether the fee is fixed or contingent," close quote. Rule 1.5d1 provides, quote, "A lawyer shall not enter into an arrangement for, charge, or collect any fee in a domestic relations matter, the payment or amount of which is contingent upon the securing of a divorce or upon the amount of alimony or support or property settlement in lieu thereof," close quote. You're probably wondering how much the average divorce and family law lawyer charges overall. Divorce and family lawyers are not required to charge a minimum fee, and there is no specific limitation on the amount of fees they can charge as long as the fee is reasonable. Now, whatever reasonable means is a different question. Some lawyers charge too much because their rates are low, and so is the quality of their work. Some lawyers charge too much because while their work may be good or even excellent, you're still paying more than what the services are actually worth. They're not a good value, in other words. Don't shop for lawyer services on price alone. Find the best value for your money. Don't jump over dollars to pick up dimes. Don't believe that the more money you throw at your attorney, the better you'll do. Whatever you believe an attorney's fees should be, by the time your case is over, it's probably a quarter to a tenth of what their fees will really end up being. So be prepared.